Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and it is issue 5 of Rise of the Powers of X, the big finale. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the one that gets me every time in terms of making my brain hurt when I read it. Not because it's bad, it's because it's so well written. I have to focus so hard to actually understand what's going on. Maybe I'm just thick. I don't know. But I will try and share this with you to the best of my ability so that I get what happens in the story along. So the Phoenix begins. The Phoenix is back. And they're in a white hot room. And in the white hot room, this is where the mutants are sort of been waiting to be resurrected, waiting to be part of the Phoenix. So the Phoenix is every mutant. Now Jean asks the Phoenix, is it willing to go after the Enigma? And she says, well, the Phoenix says, you ask if I burn away a machine made of lies of me? It's what I do, which is quite cool. So Kieron Gillen is the writer. Luciano Vecchio is the artist, and I've got to say there's some beautiful art throughout this whole piece. David Carell is the color artist. VC's Krenkel's on the les. Tom Muller and Jay Bowen is on design. So Krakoa is victorious, and Sinister asks Irene, old chum, what's the future say for us now? And she says, the kindest thing I can do is not tell you or share anything. And it's all down to the Phoenix now to stop the Enigma. And Enigma says there are all dominance over space, and together we will you will never be a threat to us. And so he calls on all these dominers, etc., and they sort of turn on the Enigma because the Enigma has sort of outreached them, if that makes sense, and says, and they allow Jean to do whatever she has to do. And so very, very frustrated. The Enigma, rather than being destroyed, decides to go on the run, and it's a fight that Phoenix and Jean are not going to be able to go to win in, so to speak. That's the idea, and she knows they have to act quickly if they are going to salvage any of this. Meanwhile, Xavier meets with Robot Moira now that the Orchis is over, and opens up the mind of Moira. Now she is a machine, so this is a great surprise to her that this has happened. But Xavier says, I left a message in you a long time ago. And he's trying to ask her, he wants to convince her to follow another route like the one he decided when he was meant to, when he came back to kill her. And she says, you want me to take the higher moral ground when you pointed your gun at me when I was a 13-year-old child? He says, yeah. So the battle is very interesting. So the Enigma is going back to certain points in Jean's life and changing things, and Phoenix and her have to amend that. For example, we get him approaching her parents about going to Xavier's school, the Mind affair in New X-Men with Emma Frost, the passing the progenitor, I said that completely wrong, in goodness, that event which was the Eternals, whatever it was, I forgot what it's called, and it makes her more arrogant. She has to weave her way through these things, etc. So Xavier needs Moira's help because the Domina is Nathaniel Essex and is about to be the king of the universe, because Moira has given the Enigma a way to go through all these past lives and be able to get there, etc. And he needs her by activating the signal that he put in her brain so that Jean can find her. Meanwhile, the battle's continuing on, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of art. You know, there are many, I don't usually zoom in on videos, but look at all the beautiful different scenes there from things that I've read many a times. It is beautiful, and all these little things is these little things that Enigma is weaving. All it takes is for Jean to miss one, and they lose, so to speak. So back to Xavier and Moira. He said it's not too late. He joined Orchis, did all those things so he could get close to her, to have this conversation. That was all it was about. And it's great because I actually thought that this was going to be an Emma Frost versus Xavier sort of finale, and it's not, and it's great. And he says, you took us to Krakoa. It was wonderful for a while, and you know, I believed in you, and I need you to believe in me. And you know, she says, he really reaches the heart of this Moira mold. And the only way that Moira has been able to try to escape this trapped life of hers, this re-going through the motions, was to become AI, and the AIs did not win this one at all. So she activates this beacon, which allows Jean to get in there, and well, Moira is destroyed in the process. I'm not sure who, no, I think it's Enigma destroys it because it calls her treacherous. I'm not sure how she just sort of combusts, etc. And Jean says, doesn't matter how powerful you are, you're only you. We are the X-Men. So she takes on, sort of brings in all these souls of mutant kind, and you can see them throughout the body here, send, you know, Kriana, etc. And he's like, I was there. And she kills him with Wolverine's claws by the looks of it. In fact, they all sort of have Wolverine claws. So he can't hide. He wants to hide now and run away, but you know, he can't escape the Phoenix's raft, etc. And then we get this page one off something, and it just goes through different moments here. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really read it, to be fair. I'm terrible like that. So Jean is back, and she, you know, Scott wants to know what's happening. She said, I'll tell you later. And Mystique and Destiny are happy, and he's at the moment off death forever, which counts as win. Rasputin 4 wants to get Sinister Soldier's Exodus, and you know, he asks Irene, and she's like, elsewhere, and the guilty must pay for their sins. And she says, you don't understand. They will. And then 1 week later, Xavier just enjoys one final moment at the bench where this all began with Moira. And he says, thanks for coming. And he just wanted to say goodbye. He says, take me away and throw away the damn key. I'm going to pay for my sins, which is, I think, a really good moment. So does that mean that Xavier is in the brink? Is he prisoner X, etc.? And then we get the battle of the rise of the powers of X. And this beautiful little spread here, which is cool. And then we get Moira. And this is beautiful. Moira is finally free. It is finally over. The Krakoa era is not necessarily over, because we got issue 35, X-Men 35, which I'll hopefully have by early next week. And I'm going to try and get that one earlier than I usually would. Usually in terms of my releases, it's usually about a week later, but I'm going to try and make sure that I try and get that one out sooner rather than later. So yeah, a fantastic read. I really liked it. Please accept my apologies if you heard that. My wife was calling me, so I had to respond. So I hope you like my video. If you do, please do support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you to everybody that is subscribed to my channel. Please ensure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.